Good morning, everybody. On this Tuesday, I'm Chris Allen. Chris Allen Skywix is the handle. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, called the Sam Channel. Here on a Tuesday, November 15th, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Well, we are picking up some rain this morning, and most of it is in the form of rain. And kind of expected that. I didn't really foresee a lot of a changeover or a mix, but as you see by the radar this morning, and I've got it in mix mode so you can see the different forms of precipitation. Everything in green is in the form of rain. That's not to say that somewhere north of us was maybe for a brief time a little bit of a mix, but as you see, temperatures didn't get cold enough to really produce a lot in the way of mixed precipitation. All of that is further north and further east of us, like up around West Virginia, Parkersburg, Portsmouth, maybe Ashland, Huntington, Charleston. They're seeing a little bit of a mix there. Lexington, a brief mix for a time there, but nothing here in southern Kentucky. All of this has been in the form of rain, and you see the back edge of all this. It's going to come through this morning and be over with pretty quickly. So I think any precipitation we see is going to be mainly this morning, and then it's all going to go away as the morning continues. And the day looks pretty dry, but damp, maybe a little chilly at times, and just cloudy. Those clouds are going to be stubborn to get out of here this morning. And I think much of the day will just be a kind of a cloudy, not really messy day, but just a raw day. Here's a look at the 10-day trend, the blend of models up front to show you what's happening. We've got upper 40s, maybe close to 50 for some today if we get a little bit of sun through those clouds, especially west of Bowling Green. But otherwise, we'll stay in the 40s for the most part, especially to the east of Bowling Green. Back down to near freezing tonight for overnight lows. And you see that stretch of colder weather coming. There's another shot of some Arctic air that's going to move in by Thursday, really Wednesday night into Thursday, then Friday. Again, look at those lows. Now we've got two on this graphic. We've got, looks like Friday night and Sunday night. We could see overnight lows in the teens. Then we see a warming trend as we get close to Thanksgiving. Now, here's Thanksgiving, November 24th, next Thursday. We're looking at a high of 57 and a low of 42. So we'll be in the 50s. Don't think we'll quite hit 60, although that day does look like it's going to be dry and somewhat warmer. The trend, though, after this is after this warm up, there's going to be another cool down. So this will be a brief little bit of a warm up and some dry weather as we get closer to Thanksgiving. But after that, it's going to be back into, well, pretty much where we are right now, which is the chilly air, colder than normal. Now, yesterday's high was 51 for Bowling Green. We should be at 60. That's 9 degrees below average. So we're still trending colder than the average for this time of the year, while we were only several days ago trending 10, 15, almost 20 degrees warmer. So we're doing this big flip flop here, and we can't find a happy medium. Actually, as we get into Thanksgiving, those few days there, we will be trending a little bit more balanced as far as temperature for this time of the year. Here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet sites and the current temperatures as of 5 o'clock this morning. We have some 30s out to the east where you're getting a little bit of rain, but everybody's staying well above freezing, so you don't have to worry about frozen precipitation. Now, some of you may find a little ice pellet, a little sleet, something like that coming down with the rain, but there's not that much. Temperatures have done a good job in clouds acting as a blanket to keep our temperatures above freezing, and even some low 40s as you see through the Bowling Green area this morning. So no travel issues, nothing to worry about. There's just wet roads, nothing frozen out there, so you're good to go on this Tuesday morning. All right, let's take a look at the future temperatures here as we start with upper 30s to low 40s, as I mentioned this morning. With the cloud cover hanging tough for much of the day, I don't think we're going to warm as much as we first anticipated yesterday. We were saying a little closer to 50, and I know the models are showing 47, 48, maybe 49. For some, it may just be mid 40s for the afternoon, depending on, excuse me, how much cloud cover breaks in the clouds that we get later today. Then for tonight, we do stay partly to mostly cloudy. We'll get down into the low to mid 30s, low 30s and upper 20s back to the west. Excuse me. And then as we get into the day tomorrow, with skies becoming mostly sunny, we're still only going to be in the 40s, and that's because of a west to northwest wind. It's going to be breezy tomorrow as these upper waves continue to pass through. Some of them are dry, not like the one this morning that's producing the light rain and the mix off to the north, but the one tomorrow will be a dry passage of a disturbance, a little short wave, and that will cause the winds to gin up just a little bit. So it's going to make it feel even colder. Well, let's take a look at the future radar. Here's what's occurring this morning over the area with the little bit of light rain, and any mix or any snow is going to stay well to the north. Notice the 546 line that's above freezing. It's in the red. There's the 540 line, which is the 32-degree Fahrenheit thermal, is what we call it. So when you see that blue 540 line, that means it's at the freezing mark in that particular location. And you can see north of that is where we're seeing that mix of precipitation. So we're in the warm zone this morning, just warm enough to keep everything in the form of light rain. That will move on, although there could be a few sprinkles or drizzle in the afternoon. Here comes the colder air that is going to come with the next disturbance into the day tomorrow. And with that, the models are trying to spit out just a little bit of snow flurry activity. You see it right there, kind of hugging I-65 in between Bowling Green and E-Town and Louisville. It's not really going to amount to much. Yes, it will be cold enough, as you see by the thermals. We go below 540 into 534, 528. It gets colder, yes, but surface wise, we're still well above freezing. Surface temperatures are still in the 50s, so I don't foresee any issues coming from that relation or anything of that matter. Then after that, it's just mostly sunny as we head into the weekend, uh, and pretty quiet, pretty dry from here on out. All right, one more map to show you, and that is, of course, the surface maps. The synoptic is the technical term for that. Let's take a look at what's going to happen over the next 7 days. You've got, of course, this very stagnant pattern that's sitting over the area. With high pressure being the dominant here, we've got all these little, it's almost like when you get these little floaties in your eye. I have them. Occasionally you'll see, oh, there goes one. Oh, there goes one. Same thing happens in the atmosphere. These little disturbances just kind of float by. Some of them produce a little bit of precipitation like we're seeing this morning, and then some of them produce nothing but clouds. So it is producing the light rain, and then just to the north of us, mainly north of the Ohio River, is where we're seeing mix precipitation, and then over to snow. There's a clipper system there in the plains that's causing some of that. We move on to this afternoon. Most of this moves out. Here comes our dry little system tomorrow that's going to ramp up the winds a little bit, as you see there, as we get into Wednesday and Wednesday afternoon. But that feature moves on. We get into Thursday. Here's where we could see, actually, this is Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We could see that little bit of snow flurry activity passing by along I-65, as I showed you, into the east. It's not going to amount to anything. Let's get into Thursday afternoon. There's that little weak trough, and here comes a cold front. Here comes the next system to watch, dropping out of Canada and into the plains and into the Rockies, and a cold front eventually moving through on Friday. But this one is also going to be dry. Most of the moisture is going to be contained to the Great Lakes and out west on the tail end of it. So we're not going to get anything but another shot of Arctic air out of this system on Friday. Then here we go into the weekend on Saturday. Nice, sunny. There's Sunday, nice and sunny. And Monday, nice and sunny as we get into the week of Thanksgiving. It is going to start to warm up because this high pressure is going to move east and we'll start to get a more southerly wind flow on the backside of that high. That is gradually going to warm us up as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thanksgiving. That's why you saw on the blend of models, the 10-day outlook, we start to get into the 50s and get close to 60 for a high temperature. So warmer air is coming just in time for Thanksgiving. It's still going to be chilly and still even a few degrees below average. Not by much, but it's going to balance out a little bit more before it all comes crashing down into, say, looks like next weekend after Thanksgiving. And then we'll do this all over again and let's see what happens. All right, that'll do it for the podcast this morning, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Got something from them coming up this Saturday that I'm going to be a part of. We'll talk about that on the radio show this morning at Sam 100.7 and in social media. Thanks Grilling. Big event going on at all Ace Hardware Marketplace stores this weekend. And then on the show this morning, we've got some cool things maybe to give away. We'll see. So listen in 6 to 10 at Sam 100.7. In the meantime, have a great Tuesday. God bless you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the radio.